nice, like a wellness thing. Yeah. Awesome. Hello. This is that'll probably be the capstone to this particular story. So, that being said, switch over the screen here. And in theory, oh look, it works. Sweet.
It's always nice when a theory comes to reality.
Yeah, well, especially when Streamlabs decides that it needs to update what I started. I'm like, every time it updates, I need to change some settings.
Dope.
Alrighty, so as a quick recap, you guys were in the city of Balbanon, kind of finishing up the raiding. Realized that whatever it was that that Maledict was doing was happening sooner rather than later. There was this greenish glow on the horizon, green lightning strikes and similar. You managed to convince some of the other pirates and Red Ortho and his crew to accompany you into potentially certain doom.
All right. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries, we're just doing the recap. You sailed off into the unknown, into this chain of islands that had seemingly risen from the seabed as part of whatever ritual it is that he's doing.
Yeah. Still rising, too.
Still rising to some extent, still kind of shifting around. On one of the islands, you found a watchtower that Clytius and Ragnar tried to climb. Clytius got to the top, got an overview of some of the other islands around. So you had a little bit of understanding as where there might be activity. And you've been making your way, trying to find, Maledict Mer is here someplace. Just a matter of trying to find him and stop what appears to be an attempt to raise up some sort of elder entity, some sort of god. The sort of thing that, if he is successful, will spell doom and gloom for the entire world. Some of you, no pressure. Some of you want to stop this because it's the right thing to do. Some of you want revenge on Maledict. Some of you are just like, well, if the world gets destroyed, that's where I keep my stuff.
Yeah, I happen to be in it, so.
And, it is nice to have, the world in which you live continue to exist. So as you've made your way through the islands, I'll pull up the island map here. As you made your way around the islands, this island here, Island A, is where you left, and you kind of sailed around the outer coast, came in through the north, hoping to avoid the massive maelstrom that Clytius spotted. And the island that you are near, you have sighted just off in the distance ways a large hill, and in the side of the hill, these two massive vault-like doors that have been caved ever so slightly inwards. And you're like, that looks like something maybe we should check out. So you've sailed around to the southern tip of that particular island and are getting ready to make your way to that vault-like structure. The scent of decayed fish and the oiliness to the rain is stronger here than anywhere else in the islands.
Uh,
I do believe the weather is turning foul.
And if I remember, Chris, you said our vigor and resolve isn't recovering, right?
Correct. Something about this place just seems to be. It's not draining you per se, but it is making it harder to recover.
How about
Every hit
fortune?
point
Does
counts.
does that recover?
Your fortune does reset, yes.
Well, at least there's something.
we're going to need it, I suspect.
All right, let's gather up as many boys that's willing to go check out this door and go check out this door.
Dun, 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 dun.
I will leave instructions with the sailors to keep us in the wet uh, as best as possible. Once we have disembarked, perhaps head for the deeper water of the middle of this particular channel.
Yeah, we have no idea how it's going to rise, so yeah.
And
Although, if all goes,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, although if all goes well, hopefully the island will slip back under.
Yes, but we'll still need the boat close enough that we can make
Run
a
to it.
departure. Yeah.
Do we want him to get him to maybe park up here, maybe?
You do know that little channel that you came down? It was like closing up and almost crushed your ship.
What about this one over here?
Uh, you haven't sailed that far to explore it yet, but based off of Clytia's observation of the tower, it is wider there, so it is probably not closed in yet.
We should head for that.
Well, we could, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably faster to come from like here.
Well, ultimately and safer because it would be a much easier run should something go right.
Yeah, I'd rather run
All right.
5 miles than 10.
Now is not the time for dwelling. This is the time for action. So let us
Sail
turn
away.
about and yes, head that way.
Okay. Clytius, you can give me a with your talents a difficulty 1 sailing test.
I will assist. For all the rerolls.
I do appreciate that. Well, we can reroll. We can reroll that, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the rerolls in this game are nice that way.
It is. It is better. It is better.
It's not a
Well, no.
complication.
Yeah, no complication is much better.
And 1 momentum as well. So yeah, it is a little bit hazardous sailing as rocks kind of jut up from the bottom, and as the islands kind of settle into place. But by the time you get to that part of the island, it seems like the rising has stopped.
Right. Good.
So that channel behind you is open. The only channel that seems to be cut off is that northern one that you first came down.
Well, that's okay. We're in a good spot here, I think.
All right, let's weigh the anchor and get the longboats out.
Yeah. Of the men that are left, we should probably double the watch.
and signal the fleet.
Okay. So yeah, so the ship's kind of weigh anchor here and there. Uh, isn't somebody give me an insight roll?
I got a 10.
Which is better than my 9.
Really, 10's the best we got.
Well, I mean, this is the awareness section, so I was assuming that Clytius probably has a good number.
Mine is also 10, but not skilled.
It's 8.
Oh,
Well, at least I have 1 in it, I guess. So,
yeah.
oh, there's 1.
Yay!
So as you guys are getting ready to disembark Caro, you do notice that there is there seems to be some grumbling amongst your crew. A lot of like, this doesn't feel right. There's something wrong here. I mean, I know the captain's taken us through some shit before, but this seems a little bit above our pay grade.
Well, maybe it's time to have a conversation with the crew. Claudius, Ragnar, you want to round everyone up so we can have a conversation?
Yes, Captain.
Sure.
Takes a few moments to kind of gather the crew together.
Right. Now, gentlemen, I'm hearing an awful lot of grumbling going on, and I understand your concern. All this sorcery and green mist is making me a little bit nervous as well. However, as far as I can understand, if we don't stop this particular sorcerer from doing this particular thing, well, we're all going to die. So you have 2 options. You can either cooperate, work like a team, or you could just jump off this fucking boat right now. Either way, if we don't succeed, we're all going to be dead. So buckle up, straighten your backs, let's get to work. And I'll use Ear the King if there's a roll.
Captain, I also point out that it might be something worse than death if we fail.
Well, that's entirely likely as well. I mean, irregardless, if you don't do your jobs, you're going to die. So do your job, we have a chance, right?
Aye.
It's pretty simple.
We could leave now and spend some gold before we die. We die happy rather than miserable.
Mr. Bloggins, come here a minute.
Of the people that didn't want to be here, I think I am first and foremost. And yet, here we are.
Some of the crew look amongst themselves. More of us than there is of you, Captain.
Do you think so?
So,
I'm going to try to persuade them to listen to reason before I get Ragnar to persuade them to listen to reason.
alrighty. It is difficulty 5.
Goes down by 1 for Ear the King.
Okay.
Ragnar's also flanked by his elites.
Well, I could have used my command for that insight check, but it's okay. Just looking to see if there's anything else special I get to work with. Difficulty 4, huh? Wow.
Well, fortune?
Oh yeah.
And you might as well suck up that momentum we've got. I don't feel like having to deal with a mutiny before we go and get killed.
I think this whole thing is rather unnecessary.
Which thing? The mutiny or the?
Yes, quite.
And I'm not threatening them, so I don't get my bonus dice. I can re-roll. Fuck, I'm not going to get it. I need to roll it really well. Oh, why did I roll sorcery?
I don't know.
Shit.
Why did you roll sorcery?
But
Ooh, shades of things to come.
so 17s are successes.
Time to tell you all the horrible truth.
So that's 4. 5, actually.
All right. So there's some grumbling around the crew, but they kind of look at the captain, and the captain seems resigned to like, we could all die anyway. And there's like, oh, and one of the guys like, probably wouldn't get far enough to get to a port to spend our gold anyway. And there's still some grumblings, and then they look over and they see, Calites like, I don't want to be here either, but And then they look over and they see Ragnar and his little retinue with their weapons aren't drawn, but everybody is well aware of just how efficient the Marines are.
I think it's also well established how little Clytius wants to be captain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Claudius will kill everyone so he doesn't get a promotion.
Exactly.
And then they kind of look, and the guy that seems to be the ringleader, somebody kind of motions over and it's like, even if we were to leave him, those other ships are going to hunt us down before we get too far. He's like, oh, yeah. Fine. And he kind of does like that very quick, to kind of save face, turnaround where he's like, oh, wait, you heard the captain, said anchor. All's ashore that's going ashore. Seems like he's basically realized that while he himself may want to not be here, the odds are heavily, heavily stacked against him.
All right.
Die now, die later.
If I thought leaving was a viable option, I'd be all for it, friend.
Well, let's just get this over with soon then. This place isn't right.
You're telling me?
Not to mention
They expect me to go with them. You get to stay here.
Yeah. Not to mention that if we don't succeed here, there will be no such thing as a pay grade.
Right, fine. So you guys and some of your crew and everybody kind of sets forth in your longboats onto this island.
Yep.
So as you make your way deeper inland to where the I don't know where there's NPC pirates on that, into where you saw the vault, you pass through some like mud and barnacle encrusted ruins. And here and there you see these tentacled monstrosities lying like slumped over, either dead or sleeping. You're not sure which. They're vaguely humanoid, probably about twice the size, twice as tall as a man, bulkier across the shoulder, but with tentacles for where their face should be, like where their mouth should be. Kind of like a very Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean sort of vibe. Just like periodically throughout these ruins, you spot some of these bodies.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
You rolled the dice and then it came up with the entire text box of what?
Yep. That's because I forgot to set it to private game master only.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
But yes, there are. It's the first sign of any sort of bottom of the sea life that you've seen, and it is definitely disturbing. But nothing seems to move as you pick your way through the ruins and move deeper onto this island.
You.
Well, I don't see any reason to mess with that, do you?
No need to linger, Captain.
We're just going to keep going and hope they don't wake up.
The calamari is past fresh.
A couple miles inland. Again, everything is covered in like moss and seaweed, and everything is kind of slick to the touch. There's a couple of places where the footing is kind of treacherous, but you guys are used to being on the a ship in the waves, so you don't have to worry about slipping and falling or anything of that nature. And you approach the hillside with these gigantic doors. Must be 100 feet long and like 50 feet wide.
I would just like to specify, for clarity's sake, that beyond the ground, I am not touching a goddamn thing.
We're all with you.
Everybody is carefully picking their way through these ruins and these moss-covered stones, very, very carefully.
Yeah, no shit.
As you start to approach the vault, everybody take 3 points of resolve damage, just as this overwhelming feeling of dread starts to approach. You can roll your courage soak for the captain.
Right, that was what, 4 dice, I think?
I believe so. Oh, nice. So you guys can feel this dread as you approach the vault. But being under the watchful eye of Caro kind of keeps everybody, kind of steeled towards your purpose. But it is disconcerting to feel something pressing on your mind and on your resolve.
Fortunately, that talent doesn't protect me, so I take a few.
Yeah.
Courage, I assume, applies, though.
Courage does apply, yes.
Heavy is the head that wears the hat, eh?
It is a fancy hat, though.
And as you reach the collapsed doorway, and it is collapsed inwards, if anybody would like to give me a craft test.
Oh, Tabby, where are you?
Kevin wants nothing to do with tentacles.
No, I don't blame him. Probably this one's me, I guess.
He's currently rowing back to shore.
He never even left shore.
Little rowboat. Screw you guys, Moat.
Yeah, he just noped out of the whole thing.
I like to think he was so busy studying the star metal that he just completely missed the ship.
What difficulty is this?
It's just difficulty 1.
Okay. Well, we'll just go with it as is, or do you want me to steal the momentum?
Your call, man.
It's up to you.
I have a 12, so I mean,
Yeah.
skills, so it might generate something. So I'll take it to make sure we get the information.
I mean, sometimes not having the information is just as good as having it, really.
Oh, nice roll.
Excellent.
As Rory kind of looks at these doors, these massive, massive stone doors, it looks like they've fallen inwards to some extent. They haven't been forced necessarily. It's probably just like when they were below water, the water pressure kept them intact, and as they rose, they just kind of collapsed inwards ever so slightly.
Hmm.
So like a naturally occurrence collapse as opposed to a forced collapse.
Okay.
But they're like open.
They're definitely open enough for anybody man size to get through. Like I said, they're like 100 feet high and about 50 feet wide.
Mm.
And
Well,
inside,
sorcerer is man-sized.
um, inside you see a vaguely humanoid creature, easily 10 times the size of a human, partially covered with mud, seaweed, and debris. It is unmoving, a few yards below the level of the doorway, as if lying in a tomb. Head is covered with shapes and sizes and colors, and where its jaw would be is a mass of tentacles. It is naked, decayed, and rotting. Bones and tendons are exposed. And it's vaguely underneath it, you can see huge bat-like wings.
Ew.
Does this look like the form that I saw in the mist?
Oh yes, absolutely it does.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
anybody who would like to can give me an observation check.
That's an ominous way to say that, Chris.
Well, it's a Call of Cthulhu thing, right? Sometimes people just don't want to look.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable reaction. But in the interest of the group, I will give it a try.
I will assist. Can we assist on observation?
No.
He can make his own, though.
I got two.
Reroll sharp senses. Just one.
So both Clytius and Ankara, as you guys kind of peer in, you can see near the creature. It looks like a smooth stone, probably about the size of your palm, maybe a little bit bigger. And as the lightning flashes, and you can see, it looks like it is carved with a star-like symbol.
Oh, that was the symbol, wasn't it?
Yes, one of the mosaics you saw on the first island indicated that somehow this star-like symbol could be used as you're not sure, like a weapon or a warding against um, some sort of demonic creatures.
Rory,
What?
Zabibi.
And where is it currently located?
It is right up next to the monstrous tentacled body.
Of course it is.
Well,
Like partially buried under some of its decaying arm flesh.
you.
Well, I'll point it out, but I'm not going over there.
All right.
At least until the thing has been properly burned or something. I don't know.
I'll consult my sorceress wisdom.
Uh, the tales, the ancient tales of, they say that these creatures lived before Atlantis, before Lemuria. That symbol was potent against them, I guess would be the best word. Much the same as how a priest of Mitra will hold their symbol to help protect them against various supernatural threats. If if it works the way the stories say it works, it would be a valuable asset.
So this thing isn't that stone's not keeping the thing sleeping. It would protect whoever has it. Is that what you're telling me?
To some extent, yes. I believe the stories say that it could be wielded almost like an emblem of faith or belief, and offers some measure of protection against things from the outer dark.
All right. How, can we just go get it? Is this thing gonna wake up, or
It appears to be quite dead.
I don't suppose you know a way to make it even more quite dead?
I can, but it would not be pleasant.
How big is this thing, Chris?
The creature or the stone?
The creature.
It's probably. I mean, it's kind of like curled up, like it's sleeping or dead. But it's about 10 times the size of a human. So you look like 60 feet tall and 20-ish, 25 feet wide. Like it is a massive creature.
Fuck.
It's a lot of just casting. Like, well, Captain, did you want me to go see if I can get it?
Well, I suppose somebody should, right?
I'm only thinking that. It's not like I want to, but I'm only thinking of it because, well, other than Zabibi, I'm the only one that knows anything about sorcery.
Sounds like we have a volunteer.
I was going to suggest that we decapitate the thing, but we could be at it all day with a neck like that.
Yeah, even with a good axe. Well, okay, I will sort of step into the breach.
So as you um, step in, the smell of rot and rotting fish just hits you like a hammer.
Well, there's been some galley experiences, I'm just saying.
Oh, an absolute shit roll. So like, they're gonna like the taste of bile kind of rises in your mouth, and you very quickly like kind of clamp your nose to dampen out the worst of the smell. And as you approach it, like you step in something a little bit kind of goopy. It's like a horrifying like squicking sound.
Oh, great, like Cthulhu poo.
Yes. And I'm going to need you to give me a difficulty 2 discipline test.
Yay, something I have. Had a reroll. So a 2, you say, eh?
Yep.
Well, just to make sure I keep my lunch, I think I'm going to steal 2 momentum to use for this thing.
Oh, nice.
Nicely done.
So you can feel like, even though like, I mean, Rory's a trained medic, you can tell like, even given the inhuman nature of this creature, judging from the like the rot and the like exposed bone and the holes in the flesh, this thing is definitely dead. But you can still feel a presence kind of pushing at your brain. You get like these quick little, almost like pinpricks, almost like you feel like when a mosquito bites you, just these like quick little nips at your brain. Not enough to actually get through your defenses as you steel yourself, but enough for you to realize that even dead, this thing has a presence.
Ugh. It's probably got some weird tether to its body into whatever it is for an afterlife.
But you make your way in, and you do manage to grab the stone. It feels oddly warm to the touch.
Well, I will treat that as a good sign.
And you pick it up, and it's got some weight to it. Like I said, it's like a little bit larger than palm size. And now that you get a good look at it, there's a very clear, kind of like a 5-pointed star carved into it. Very primitively carved, but identifiable nonetheless. And just having this with you kind of makes you feel a little bit better about the circumstances. You don't feel safe by any means, but there's a comfort to the stone. You can have a fortune point.
Thanks.
Oh, sweet.
And as you grab the stone, you take like a quick look around. Again, like the flashes of lightning kind of illuminating this. Judging by the carvings and stuff on the inside of this vault-like structure, there's no doubt at all in your mind that this is a tomb.
Well, we probably still have to worry about sorcerous magic that might be able to resurrect the dead.
All right. Right now, you want to start on that side, I'll start on this side, and we'll meet in the middle.
Sure.
What are you doing?
We're going to hack our way through that neck, sir. Fastest way I know how to kill something.
I have a feeling that even if we do, if Maledict succeeds, it won't really matter.
Hi, lads. Listen, it's just going to slow us down. He's not here. If his intent is to reanimate this corpse, then, well, he doesn't necessarily need to be here to do it. And, yeah, cutting its head off will probably not make a matter. We've seen him use the dead this way before.
All right.
Well, my question is, if this thing wakes up from whatever nonsense that he's doing, it's going to be able to tear open these doors, right?
Possibly. We don't know when it wakes up what kind of a state it'll be in. It could take it a while, but it's hard to say. Although if we concentrate on getting Maledict Mayor before he casts whatever ritual, then that would be probably our best way of stopping things.
I agree.
Well, if he's not here, where is he?
Well, Zabibi can find him, but by doing so, he finds us too.
Well, at this point in time, I'd say that might not be a bad idea.
I think we're almost to that point, aren't we?
Well, we've got to find him as quick as possible, and that would be the quickest way. Well, I mean, it doesn't come without some kind of a risk, but I'd also like to figure that, well, as the sorcerous wonder that he is, he may even know that we're already here.
If we didn't want to risk, we should never have come. Believe me, I considered it.
All right. Second question: Do we have Zabibi just collapse this whole fucking tunnel?
I can. It's not subtle.
Well, there is one thing, Captain, I'd say about that. You notice there's a lot of arcane ruins and whatnot written on the inside of the walls. I mean, it's possible that could be some sort of a barrier to the creature.
You'd have to tell me that. I have no idea. You think it's better to leave it as it is then?
Well, let me confer with Zabibi. She has also got a stake in this as well.
All right.
I don't. It doesn't look like it's a ward of any nature. If it were, it would have been sundered when the doors blew apart. I think it's more scripture, I guess would be the best word.
I guess here's the question. If we bury the creature, I mean, if it did come to life, would it still just find its way out?
Eventually, probably.
I would think it would be a delaying tactic, I suppose. But again, whether we set this earthquake off to bury it, or we ping and be able to find where he is, he'll be alerted either way.
True.
Well, I mean, one way leaves us with a buried creature and his awareness. We can always ping after that. I mean, we might as well, make it worthwhile, but I would be concerned for the stress on you.
Anyone else have any thoughts?
Well, I guess. I guess it really depends, Captain, on what you want to do. If you want to secure this by burying the creature, we will alert Maledict Mero that we're here, but then we can ping him again, which will also alert him that we are here. Well, we do need that information of where he actually is.
I think we would have more information to act on if we found out where he was first.
Yes.
Ragnar, your thoughts?
I just want to find the spooky bastard and put an axe in his head.
Zabibi, is there any danger of using this ping thing close to this creature?
The creature is dead. It's starting to be on my capacity to intentionally awaken it. I don't believe using this item will. I think the only danger is that it will allow Maledict to know that we're close.
And it's my understanding if this thing wakes up, we're all fucked anyway, right?
Whatever he's trying to awaken, I believe, would be painful.
To say the least.
All right, we don't even know what island he's on. If we're going to ping him, we're going to do it from the ship. How's that sound?
All right, fair.
And there's no need to give him a few extra hours of notice. I agree with you, Rory, on that one. We're going to let him know we want to let him know when we're on the fastest possible way to get to him, right?
Aye, tis. And then that way, if he knows that we're coming, we can be coming as opposed to just kind of, blowing something up and letting him know that way.
All right, that's what we'll do. Let's get back to the ship. We get there, we'll ping him, and then we go hunt.
Aye.
Everyone happy with that one?
Aye.
Hmm.
All right, that's the plan, Chris.
Okay. You guys can make your way back to the ship, no problem. Alright. So you're going to get her to ping him from the ship?
Yeah, we're gonna board the ship. I'm gonna signal the fleet that we're gonna be moving out at speed,
Okay.
and we're gonna ping them, and then we're going to quote unquote charge.
Okay. Right. Once everything gets organized, Sabibi kind of stands on the bow of the ship. She kind of grabs that coral necklace that she has. She kind of, Jason, you can see like the wind starts to pick up. Her hair starts to kind of blow in the wet breeze, and then there's like this thrumming sound, and the waves kind of push away from the ship and kind of against the way that the wind is blowing in a southeasterly direction.
Can she tell how close it is?
Maybe.
Like, is it 5 miles or it's a 2? There's a mountain range in between.
Yeah.
Aye, probably one of those 2 central islands.
Probably about 15 miles or so.
So it's probably that fortress on each.
Yeah, that would probably make sense.
Clytius did, when he had a chance to look from the tower, he did see that there on that island there was like a central hill with some ruins around it, and he did see movement on that island.
Aye, well, probably splitting the difference of those 2 islands. You can just go in and land in that big pool part. Right
Is that
there.
what you're thinking?
Yep.
Balls.
Well, he knows we're here. Let's go hunting, Ragnar.
Aye, everyone into the pool.
Signal the fleet. All right, Claudius, you're leading the charge. Take us in.
Dun, 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 dun.
I will. This is with Clytius's talents. It's a difficulty 0 sailing roll, so you don't have to roll if you don't want to risk complications, or you can choose to roll to generate some momentum.
High momentum.
There's 3 in the pot now. I think that's good enough.
Oh, all right.
We do have rerolls.
Well, if you want to.
Yeah, I think more momentum's better. Because we might be able to spend to make it faster, you know what I mean?
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Asked and received.
3 momentum.
And how much can we spend to make it faster?
You can spend 2 to make it basically half the time.
That's probably worthwhile doing, eh, guys?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, let's get to him before he has too much time to prepare for us.
So you guys, very quickly kind of get the wind into the sail. The winds here are quite strong, so once you manage to like angle the sails properly, it is surprisingly brisk journey through these channels around these islands. Thankfully, Clytius is a highly skilled navigator, and he managed to avoid any sort of rocks or anything of that nature. Because you guys are traveling at a very, very kind of breakneck pace through these narrow channels. You're pretty sure you would not want to do this with anyone less skilled at the helm.
Woohoo!
We have a Claudius.
Right. And my understanding is you're trying to get into that wider area between those two islands?
Yeah, kind of probably there-ish. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And as you're kind of rounding that more southern island, Island H, you do see, like, on the shore, there are some of those humanoid fish-like creatures kind of guarding places where it looks like it would be an easy egress. Kind of like, like hundreds of these creatures at any place where it looks like you might be able to put a ship in.
Well, we do have ballista.
We have hundreds of sailors too.
Yeah.
Do those guys seem to be having? Are they like coral dagger kind of things? Or
Coral daggers and spears.
Yay.
well,
Might
gentlemen,
I suggest we use some artillery to make a hole?
that was my thought. We have bows and we have ballistas, and we have 3 ships worth of veterans.
I don't think we used up all the explosives, did we?
No.
Oh, you want to use a make a hole? Make a hole.
Yeah, I have still 2 of the mega.
Can we get close enough that we can use our bows versus their spears?
It would still be like most of your bows are close range. So, if you're close enough to hit them with a bow, you are perhaps within range for them to throw a spear at you.
But we're on a ship, so we have cover.
You do have some cover and things of that nature.
Kind of want to save the big explosives for something big that comes out of the water. You know what I mean?
Well, fair enough. I mean, between the hail of arrows and ballista fire from multiple ships, we should be able to make a pretty good dent over there.
Yeah, Northo, he's pretty elite crew too, right? So.
Yep.
Well, the plan was to blitz this guy, so signal the fleet. Let's make a hole.
Pick the landing area we think is closest to the tower thing.
Okay. You can find a place where it looks like you've got probably about 2 or 3 miles of overland travel to get to it, but it's the closest you can get.
Oh, well, that's good.
So you kind of get everybody into position. You kind of like relay the plans back and forth between the different ships of your flotilla. Everybody kind of gets ready, and as your ships let go with their ballista and their ranged weapons, some of the fish people drop. There are like screams and cries. And then they basically just charge your ships. They basically just off the shore, some of them off the shore, into the water, under the water, and essentially it turns into kind of a pitched battle as these fish people start getting onto the boats, and there's like deck to deck fighting with the different pirate ships, but it creates enough of an opening for you guys to basically grab a longboat and head inland. Rather than just playing out a bunch of dice rolls and stuff like that, narratively, the fact that you have all of these crew with you make your job of getting onto the island significantly easier.
Yeah, I think that's what we're aiming for anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's a whole bunch of NPC on NPC violence happening in the background.
Perfect.
As you notice, and like some of these fish creatures, essentially as they swarm into the water, they like blow on these conch shells, and more of these creatures emerge from the depths. You know, they start clambering on board the ships, and there's arrows being fired into them, and all kinds of violence happening, but enough for you guys to get onto the island.
Well, we have a ship to come back to.
Let's hope whatever's left of our force can meet up with us later.
I'm assuming, Ragnar, you probably still have your dudes, right?
Yeah, I'm bringing my entourage.
Yeah, no sense leaving them behind.
If anything, they're coming to help cover our asses just to get to the island.
Mm-hmm. A blade of armor is always good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now he's rolling privately.
Dope.
So you guys make your way onto this this kind of like muck and seaweed and barnacle encrusted island. There is no doubt to those of you that are seasoned sailors that this is the center of that weird greenish glowing storm that is permeating the area. The rain here is just coming down, like your visibility is like 15, 20 feet away. It's just like a deluge as you start to make your way inland. And it seems to be picking up significantly.
Oh well, I need it by once a month, Beth.
We're
I
used to
don't think you'll
we're
get
used to
cleaner.
weather. I think the plan stays the same.
Aye. But these times like this one, I can break out the soap. It's usually pretty good.
Wait a sec, you're just getting a map ready.
Pretty sure this is the kind of place that makes your soap dirty.
Well, if we live for this, I'm sure we'll be smelling like fish for at least a week.
Well, remember that island that we were stranded on at the very beginning of this whole adventure thing?
Aye.
Yes, with the fucking monkeys.
Yes, I know the monkeys, but
Monkeys!
there's a volcano on that particular island that I intend to have Mr. Murr take a bath in. Good news is it's very clean and it's a great place to have a vacation. So just keep your mind on the tropical island. We'll see you very soon.
Oh no, I'm not going back there.
You killed the monkeys.
There's always more monkeys.
I just can't wait to go home.
I would sooner go there. I would sooner go there than the monkeys.
Oh, Claudius, you would love it there. Plenty of trouble to get into.
There's no monkeys, is it?
No. Not that I've ever seen.
All right, I'm sold. Let's go.
Can we maybe deal with the sorcerer first?
Yeah.
Fine.
They're fairly large wolves.
We did come this far.
So as you start to head inland, over the peals of thunder, you can hear this like deep, resonating, croaking, chanting sound. that seems to be joined by a chorus of other chanting, croaking sounds. Whatever is making those sounds is very distinctly non human.
Right, let's form up.
And as you come across basically kind of crust an island, um, you can tell that that chanting sound and there's like there's like this epicenter of this greenish light is emanating from the other side of this hill. If you would
Well,
like
at least
to
we'll have the high ground.
if you would like to get closer, I am going to need stealth rolls.
Yeah, we're gonna try to sneak up, I would think.
Dun, 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 dun.
The rain should help anyway.
The rain will help.
I got one.
Good news is it is only difficulty one.
Just need Rory, I think.
Yeah. Though mine's not the greatest of skills, so I think I'm going to use one of the momentum.
Nicely done.
Whew.
Rory's rolling great.
Now I'm cursed.
I should have said that out loud, should I?
I just thought the same thing.
So as you kind of like reach the top of the hill, kind of keeping low, the rain definitely helping. And you kind of peer over into a bowl-like depression below. In the muddy, partially flooded bowl, you see several of those fish-like creatures. So I will activate the map here for you. Um, the center of the bowl seems to be ringed with this greenish black rubble. Most of the rubble, though, is quite tall and quite thick. Fish people kind of scattered about the outside. Inside, you do see Maledict Mare and kind of stretched upright. Apparently, you need to add my NPC on. They're kind of between two of these like these ruined uprights are these tentacle-like protrusions that are wrapped around Emerena, around her arms, around her legs, kind of like holding her vertically up as Maledict Mare is intoning this croaking, chanting thing. And as he kind of moves, and his robes kind of like fall partially open in the flashes of light, you notice that he no longer looks even remotely human. And I'm going to need everybody to give me a difficulty 3 discipline test.
Oof.
Oh, spare fortune, eh?
DC 3 discipline?
Yes.
I think it's perfectly reasonable to be afraid at this point.
That's a lot of fortune being spent right there.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be needed, I think. The effects of having to, probably hide under a rock for however long this takes is probably not good.
All right. So yeah, as the lightning flashes and you see Maledict Mir in his like glorious inhuman form, the lizard part of your brain is like leave now, and the more rational part is like we need to stop this, and you kind of clamp down. And I think everybody actually made the test.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like everyone spent fortune. But
But
It's one of these crucial things.
yep.
some of your NPCs may not fare so well.
I figure Ragnar's guys should probably be okay, just simply because, that looks like it could probably kill us, but we know Ragnar will. I must say, it's nice having windows open.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there's like birdie noises.
Oh, that could have been such a worse roll. So yeah, so they kind of clamp down. They're like, okay. They look over at Ragnar and they see Ragnar kind of gritting his teeth, maybe even grinning ever so slightly. Like, okay, we can do this. We can do this. And because I rolled like a total of like 4 resolve on 8 dice, they grit their teeth and like, we need to do this.
Oh,
Oof.
4 is wow. That's a great roll.
Yeah.
If Ragnar like catches them, like look over at him just to like reassure themselves, he'll like look back and like just like give them that nod, like this is it, guys.
And yes, you guys can see that Maledict Mir is, as he's intoning, he's like basically carving runes into Emerena. And as her blood kind of drips off of her feet, it gets absorbed by the ground. But nobody seems to have noticed you.
So we have 2 priorities. We have to save the girl, and we have to kill the sorcerer. How big's that cliff, Chris?
The cliff down, it's a zone down.
So it's not acrobatics or athletics.
It is technically difficult terrain, so it is athletics or acrobatics difficulty 1 to be able to move into it. Or you can just fall and soak up the damage and see what happens.
So they're at a long range, right?
They are close, medium, long. Maledict is at extreme.
And these are these groups?
No, the ones in with Maledict are there. He's got like dozens of these like lesser entities in with him, and then he's got like larger ones patrolling around outside.
Aye, well, let's go, lads. I guess we have to go stop a sacrifice.
All right.
Buckle up. Let's go. Rory, these big gentlemen in front of us, you want to perhaps get their attention?
Aye. Are we going down the hill first?
Yeah, I think we have to advance, right?
Aye. So I guess that means some acrobatic rolling.
Your choice of acrobatics or athletics.
We just have to be careful with momentum because everyone's going to have to take 2 actions, right?
Yep, because making the roll to move here does take your standard action.
Is it DC 1?
It is.
I reduce it to 0 with the human spider.
There you go.
Ooh, that must be nice.
If I'm still in stealth, can I like stab this first guy in the back?
They have not noticed you, so if you can get to him, basically, if you can get to him this round, then you can attack him from surprise.
Although,
Sure, let's do that.
I might also say, Don, even though it shifts down to 0, rolling for it would generate some more momentum, would it not?
But rolling for it would take my action. If I don't have to roll, then I don't have to take my action.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, making any sort of skill roll takes your standard action.
Got it.
Sorry, for Tony's game, I'm working on building my character so I can move around the battlefield very easily with like human spider and message runner and all that stuff.
Cool. So if I were just to fall flat on my face, then I could just take my regular action.
Yes, you would have to soak up whatever damage from the fall, but the ground looks relatively soft.
Yes, and slimy and disgusting, and yeah, we'll probably make the athletics attempt.
So because you're attacking from surprise, they're done. You
Yeah.
can.
I'm looking through my various daggers, and the coral knife doesn't have unforgiving, does it? Or
It does not. It has piercing 2, but no unforgiving.
okay. So I've got hidden 1, piercing 3 on the coral knife. I've got hidden 1, unforgiving 1 on the regular dagger. And I've got vicious 1, hidden 1 on the Ganada knife.
So in this case, because you're attacking from surprise, you can exploit as a difficulty 0 action.
Excellent.
Exploit automatically gives you piercing 2, and then your unforgiving kicks in. So if it's unforgiving 1, it would also have vicious 1 and intense.
Right, so regular dagger it is.
Sounds painful.
I'll spend 1 to get 1, momentum-wise. With that blade.
Yep.
Can't do anything about that.
Okay.
But should still be good.
Yep. So that gives you 2 momentum.
Okay.
So you could put that into your exploit, right?
He can't because he didn't exploit is difficulty 0 when you attack from surprise. It's only if you roll exploit that you get to carry the momentum over.
Oh, he didn't do the perception thing.
Right, that's fine. I'll just roll it into maybe making a second attack. Does that work?
Yep, because this is only your first standard action.
Cool. Okay.
So you can go ahead and
I'll spend one momentum on Blood on Steel.
okay.
I could re-roll 3 of those to hopefully not suck.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, not entirely suck.
Because of the free exploit for attacking from surprise, you get piercing 2. So you cut through 2 of his armor.
Okay.
And then you do.
It would be vicious 2.
Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
Yeah. Okay.
If you spend 1 more, it'll push it up to 6 damage, which will be a wound.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Because then it's got intense and it's 2 wounds.
Yep. Right. So you basically just like very, very quickly kind of like human spider your way down this thing, come up behind the guy, and kind of like bring that dagger around, slit his throat, and then like reverse hilt, and then into his heart, and he slumps down.
Yeah, and I assume because I rolled a complication, I can't get my dagger back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of like tumbles down because it's kind of like a bowl-shaped thing down to where Maledict is, and it kind of tumbles down. Sure. Comes to rust against one of the rocks down there.
All right.
That is Clytius. The rest of you are still up.
Tuck in as close to the rocks as I can.
Okay.
Rory, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Light him up.
I have to get down there first, so when he rolls in athletics. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
And this all goes back to the how well I was rolling thing now, doesn't it?
I'm sorry.
It's bound to happen.
So Rory, you're looking. You can't seem to find the same handholds that Clytius had.
Yep.
They just aren't there.
You're like, how the hell did he do that?
It's not my fault. He's got suction cups on his fingers.
It's actually these tiny stiff hairs.
Tumble.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it takes your action to try to find a space down, so you'd have to spend momentum if you wanted to do anything else.
Nope.
Okay.
I will just struggle to get my ass down onto that level safely.
Okay. Leaves us with Ragnar and Karo.
So I'm thinking, Ragnar, you just go in and we deal with the big guys, right?
Mm-hmm. And Ragnar's simply going to like, all right, men, we're going to tackle that big one. And we'll try to do the most heroic-looking charge down this steep face. Ragnar himself doesn't care about soaking whatever damage he might need to soak. Doesn't know about his team. I imagine his team probably follows him in.
They do.
You should try to have a nice, easy glide down, so then that way, you're not banged up for later.
Yeah, like he tries to land like semi-professionally at least.
All right.
Oh, I
Uh,
was assuming are probably pretty decent in athletics or acrobatics.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So do you want to make the roll, or do you just want to take the damage?
I'll make the roll just so I can close with the big one.
Okay.
Is it just difficulty 1?
Difficulty 1, acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
We'll do athletics.
Okay, no problem. Your crew. What is it? One. Their numbers are 11. So yeah, everybody makes it down with you.
Charge the biggin.
All right. It does take your action to get to there.
Yeah.
But you could spend 1 momentum if you wanted to attack.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. Your troop can't, because you would have to spend 1 momentum for each of them.
Yeah. Ragnar will just...
Actually, technically, they're a squad, so you would spend 1 momentum for all of them to attack with you. So it would be 2 momentum total if everybody wanted to attack.
I'll spend 2 momentum, because chances are they might even generate more for me, so...
Okay.
Alright. This is what I was waiting for. Where did my X go? There it is. Just a D1?
Yep.
Cool.
So 1, 2 for you. Six. So 6. So you generate 5 momentum total as you slam into this guy.
Awesome. Going to spend 1 for Blood on Steel.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend just 1 on damage. Just
Okay.
put it into the damage. Do you want me to put the momentum into the damage roll, or do we
Yep.
just want to put that in after?
No, just add it onto the damage.
Cool.
And because the free exploit, you automatically get piercing too.
Neat. I'm going to re-roll 2 of these, I think. Preferably 2 of these blanks, right? Nah.
But still, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is enough to inflict a wound upon him. Leaving us with Karo.
All right. I am not in a place that I can do much of anything. What's the BB doing?
Zabibi is getting ready to make her way down this cliffside.
Yeah, the 2 of us are going to make our way down stealthily, trying to stay out of sight if we can.
She is not good at movement-based stuff.
But can we work together to do that?
Yes. Would you like to assist her, or do you want her to assist you?
Well, I have an acrobatics of 9 and an athletics of 7.
She has a 7 either way.
I will. She can assist me with acrobatics.
Okay.
We got what, 5 momentum?
You do have 5 momentum.
I spend 1. Difficulty's 1, right?
Difficulty. Oh, she helped.
I'll take that.
Okay. So difficulty 1 gets you down. 1 momentum from her. You can spend that for an additional level of success to help her down. And then still 1 momentum.
And then we'll do. We'll spend 2 for. Do we still need to stealth, or are we still stealth?
You are still stealth. They have not noticed you yet.
Okay, we're gonna move ourselves.
The guy that noticed me died awful quick.
But they also
shit.
noticed the dead guy rolling down the hill.
That's fair.
Right, but we're just basically trying to stay out of sight. Like we're gonna do a sneak attack again.
Yeah. Unless you attack this round, you won't be able to sneak attack because they are going to be wary.
Crap. I'm still too far away to do much of anything. We won't get the sneak attack, but they still can't see us, right?
As far as you know.
Yeah, we're gonna stay stealth. I think that's our best plan here. We're squishy, but could do a lot if we can get closer. So
Yeah, you got Clytius there to draw the heat out.
That will take us to some NPCs. So this guy gonna step forward and swing into the mob of people. Using his claws. It's difficulty 2 because I think you guys have swords, right, Ragnar?
Yeah. Everybody except Turkey, I think, who uses a bow from the back of our troop.
Yep. So he comes forward and misses. The wounded one is going to take a swing at the Mabo people. His difficulty is going to be 3 because he's wounded. Find where all my guys are.
What you doing?
Mr. Dweller is not going to do anything.
Yeah. It's like, I know I recognize these things.
Marina can't do anything.
There's a way to do it online. Or you just had your laptop for something.
This guy is going to close with Clytius. Going to try to stab him with a knife. Your reach is 2, Don?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have grabbed the battle axe after I let go of the dagger.
Nothing there. This guy's just going to make his way. They're letting out this strange, like, croaking sound. Oh, Maledict. What does Maledict do? Maledict is going to sigh. And he is going to look to Clytius. And he is going to say...
Ooga booga.
No, he is going to cast Enslave upon Clytius.
That don't sound good.
So it is automatically a struggle, so you get to make a difficulty 2 discipline test.
Right.
You really want to succeed here.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a scary spell. Oh wow, God.
That's some success right there.
Oh, do I have to
That's-
beat that?
The better you do, the less momentum he has to force you to do things.
Okay.
Spend them.
Well, I'll spend one at least. I get one reroll, so I'll reroll the 17.
A great reroll.
Yep.
It's not bad.
Okay. So you generated 3 momentum. So you generated 2 momentum because base difficulty, I believe, is 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't
It's
know
okay.
what it was.
Give me 1 sec here. Pull up my enslave spell.
That could have been a lot worse. I mean, it's still bad, but it could have been worse.
Targets this difficulty 2 if successful victim is staggered. But he can suppress the staggered effect when attempting to control an intelligent being. So yeah, you just hear him kind of yell out, like, you should take that axe and embed it in your good captain there. So I don't know if he...
Shouldn't just like pull Hulk Hogan and just like point at him and go, "You."
So you generated a total of 2 momentum. He generated a total of 4 momentum, so he has 2 to spend. He may not actually have enough to get you to kill your captain.
Good.
But the captain's all stealthy.
And Clytius knows he's there because he's on that side of the wall. No, I actually needed 3 momentum to get you to violently act against your ruler.
Yeah, I thought it was 3. Yeah.
Yep. So you can feel this sorcerer's mind basically burrowing into you, but not enough momentum to actually force you to attack the captain. But it is enough momentum to basically turn your back on that dweller in the deep behind you.
Ew.
So he basically kind of momentarily locks eyes with you across the distance, and you hear this booming voice. And you feel yourself kind of like ridge up. Essentially, you can't take the defend action against the dweller in the deep. He did not have enough to force you to basically lay down your weapon and hold out your throat to him either. So, but next round, you guys are up.
I take it we're not stealth.
You're not.
Can I act or am I stuck?
You can act. He suppressed when you cast Enslave on somebody. You can suppress the staggered effect because he was like, "Kill your captain," and he doesn't want you stunned, so you can't follow his orders. But not quite enough. But it is enough that you can't defend against this dweller in the deep should it remain standing.
Better fucking kill him then.
Sounds about right.
Meep.
All right, let's ask him some questions. Spend 1 to get 2. Oh, plenty of chops there.
Yep. Gives you 2 momentum, bringing your total up to 6.
I'll save the 2 for a second chop if I need it.
Okay.
Where were you guys on the last roll? There we go. That's gonna be 10 damage
All right.
with the axe.
10 damage minus his armor is still enough for a wound. And the axe is
And
intense.
intense.
So as this fog kind of fills your brain and you have visions of like killing the captain, that would feel really good. Wait, if I kill the captain, I might be in charge.
Exactly, that moment of terror. Ah, no!
And you just swing that axe in a wide arc and basically like right through the leg of this dweller and up into its abdomen, destroying it in the process.
All right. Then I'll move down here and duck behind the next batch of rocks.
Okay. Yeah, and this whole thing, like I said, it's like a bowl that kind of like goes down to where Maledict is standing in the center. It's not aside from that cliff, it's not difficult just so you guys visually kind of know how everything goes.
Yeah, these rocks are cover though, right?
They provide some cover from ranged attacks, yes.
Okay. So if I get down here and go along here, like I can be unseen.
You would have to make a stealth roll to be unseen, which would be a standard action.
All right, I will. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 momentum to make a stealth roll.
Spend another momentum on it. There we go. 2.
All right. So you get a base success because difficulty goes up by 1 because it's your second action.
Right.
But as far as you know, you're hidden from the people there. You like kind of like scramble down the slope, get behind some rocks.
Yeah, and if I have, well, if I'm still in the same zone, I'll move to like over here.
Yep. Perfect.
Just around these rocks.
Okay. That will leave us with Caro, Ragnar, and Rory.
Okay. I'll move and throw some fire.
Okay. And who would you like to light on fire?
Well, so technically, who's easier to hit, the big one or one of those little ones?
It kind of depends where you throw it from. Like if you throw it and then move, then the big one would be easier because you're in the same zone, so it's close range.
Okay.
If you move, then both of them would be medium, and the difficulty would go up by 1.
Okay, so I'll go with the big one then, because I had to move to kind of get over here anyways. And I'm not the fastest of creatures. So we're going to go with a nice level 3 potion.
Would you have advantage on the guys below because you got the high ground?
No.
Thanks, nice try.
Basically, it's the same thing. Like there's a bunch of rocks and stuff, so it's kind of like ducking and moving to get behind cover. High ground is more applicable if you're sword fighting somebody and you're slightly higher because it's easier because you're only defending your legs as opposed to defending your whole body.
Or if there's lava.
Or if there's lava.
Yeah, I mean, like if I got the high ground and I'm throwing fire, I mean, I feel like I might be a Jedi.
Starts to get awfully precarious, and that's when the trouble starts.
Okie dokie. So let's have a look here. I finally wisely wrote down the alchemy pages.
Digital character sheets are all well and good, but a page in the hand is sometimes better.
Oh well, it's all good.
I like digital sheets for really complicated games where I just need to like roll one button and don't have to do any math.
Yeah. Alrighty, so 1, 2, 3. So the exploding liquor, 4 damage, area, and incendiary 3. So we'll go with that. What do we got for momentum?
4.
Sweet. I'll probably generate some momentum. That'd be nice. I'll use 2 of them, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna reroll that 20.
Rerolls on alchemy is always good.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Otherwise bad.
All right.
Oh, nice.
So 2 momentum. You let fly with this potion of explosive, highly flammable liquid.
So let me see. I think I want to put both of those momentum into damage. All right, 46.
That's a good roll.
Darn two.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Yeah, 7 damage counting your momentum. And he lights on fire, and you can also hit 2 other targets in the close. So I imagine as he's like flailing around on fire, he's like, ah, and he like kind of runs down this way, flailing about.
Mercy,
Ah!
and yet none came.
And then he like, bumps into this guy and lights him on fire, and then he bumps into the other guy. Now there's all kinds of like flaming guys around Ragnar on his crew.
Ragnar laughs.
And incendiary 3 means they're going to burn for a bit.
So the guy that you attacked already, Ragnar, he like catches on flames, and he like falls back and stumbles down the hill and like hits his head on a rock and bleeds out quietly on fire.
Excellent.
He only had 3 vigor and 1 wound left.
Oh, it's efficient.
All right.
The one that came flailing in is he is still on fire. He's not dead yet, but he is crisping up as he speaks.
Let him burn.
Okay.
These things are probably quite nicely A, flammable due to all the oils, but B, very hurt by fire because they're not used to it.
Yeah, it does seem like you would expect with this heavy rainfall that your fire would maybe perhaps not burn as brightly, but it does not seem to be impeded at all by the rain.
I make good stuff.
He really does.
That will leave us with Caro and Ragnar.
I think Ragnar and crew will focus their attacks on this one.
Okay. The one that is not actually on fire but just got burnt some.
Yeah, the one that doesn't look like it's quite in panic mode yet.
Okay.
Won't use any momentum this time. Just gonna hope to generate. Ouch. just amazed by the fire.
Yeah. Fortunately, since you guys are assisting, they do not help at all, and you guys get all kind of like tangled up, and like there's flames behind you and flames in front of you. It is going to. You know what, I'm just going to take Doom from the 2 complications that you guys rolled because I'm going to need some.
Ugh.
Okay.
That will leave us with Karo.
Alrighty.
Well, that worked better than I expected.
Yeah, there's like some explosions behind you, some fire behind you. Rory comes like sliding down up against the rocks with you and Zeeby.
So I can move into the center now, right?
It is from where you are. It is medium, yes. So minor action to move that far.
So the next question is, how difficult is it to... Oh my god, if I move in there, I'm going to get killed.
There's about 24 or more of those like smaller fish people in there with
Oh,
Melodic.
yeah, I can't do that.
Well, it would be a great death speech.
Oh, this encounter is not great for Karo. And are the guys at the bottom still chanting?
Yes, all of them are.
Well, maybe I can interrupt that. So I'm going to move...
Down over by Clytius.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to move here, and I'm going to use Heed My Words on one of these groups of 5.
Ideas is
Okay.
card sneaking.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at me. So basically, I'm trying to interrupt those guys because I'm pretty sure that Maledic will be able to resist my threatens. Difficulty will go up by 1 for the range.
Okay. And it will go up for 1 more because of language barriers.
Oof. And I'll spend a momentum.
Oddly enough, these fish people do not speak Argosian.
And for strong arm, it's bonus d20s, right? Not bonus momentum.
I believe so, yes.
I re-rolled a 19. Yeah, that's 3 momentum.
Nice.
And damage. I don't think I'll spend any momentum on damage. These guys have been resistant before, so maybe we'll spend 1 on piercing.
Okay. And this says area and stun, right?
Yeah, and I'll spend 1 to reroll. Area stun, piercing, 2, 4, 6.
And 11.
That's not bad.
God, you talk that one insane.
All right.
Right. So because these guys are all within reach because they're a mob, you automatically hit them all because of area. So as their attention kind of gets broken by Karo, there's a very kind of like opening of the Ark of the Covenant type of thing as they kind of like lose their concentration for a moment. and they just kind of like melt and dissolve.
Awesome. Keep up the good work, Cap.
So can those other effects go to the other groups?
You can hit 3 other targets within close range of them.
We'll go right around the circle.
Yeah. So yeah, basically it would hit 3 guys in
Yep.
that circle. So.
You disintegrated them by making them feel bad about themselves?
Mm-hmm. This is why we don't let the captain counsel anybody.
That's fair.
So you kind of distract some of them from that main group, and then a couple from the other group. And yeah, it seems like whatever energy they are holding, whatever is holding the concentration, when it falters for a moment, they just like kind of dissolve back into nothingness. So that took care of like one entire mob and 3 guys in the other mob.
Sweet.
I'm good with that. Actually, no, I'm good. I'm good here.
Okay. Zahibi, what will she do?
She's been waiting all this time to take her shot.
Yeah, she's just deciding who she's taking a shot on.
I'm curious if it's Rory or one of the dwellers.
It's more a question whether she's going to take out the captain or whether she's going to attack Maledict.
They're both fine options. I think she's been with us long enough to know what our track record looks like.
So yeah, she's looking, and then kind of like, she looks over towards the captain, and so, Rory, since you're over there, you can see she seems to be like weighing her options.
Well, I mean, I like her. She likes me. I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. But that's just it. The captain has threatened her every second day, but Rory, who she's right beside currently, has actually treated her decently.
I smile at her.
Like, and she'll just kind of say thank you, and then she'll move over.
Plus, if she sides with Maledict, she's likely headed down the fish person track, and that doesn't look good on anybody.
It looks good on everybody when you have entice.
No.
So she will move. She will gather some energy.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is her minor action, second minor action, major action. Okay. So yeah, she's starting to gather some sources of energy. You guys can feel, and you can see it as she's standing there. The color kind of drains from her face. Her eyes turn black, kind of like evil Willow type of thing going on.
Yeah, rip all that skin off. That's the way to go.
It's either really good or really bad.
This dweller in the deep is going to attack the group. It's down there. Difficulty is 2. These guys are not combat capable.
Good.
These guys, lesser dweller number 5. They are going to.
It's not a good day to be a lesser dweller.
A couple of them are stunned, so.
Actually, none of them are stunned because everyone that you damaged, you dropped.
Oh, right.
Those were stunned to death.
So they're just going to keep chanting.
One success with all those dice, I'll call that a win.
Their target number is really low for magic shit, but it's a difficulty 0 to generate doom for me, so I'll take it.
No, I'm still happy with one out of all those.
And these guys will do the same.
You are more than welcome to keep rolling with that.
Oh, Clydes, you got a big turn ahead of you.
These guys.
Yay, complication.
Basically means I generate 3 and lose 2 doom. These guys are not great cultists.
Excellent.
Good help is fucking hard to find, isn't it?
Hey, nothing is better than a quality minion.
One of these larger dwellers comes like stopping, completely ignores Clytius, whom he doesn't see, but does see Caro.
Hi.
He's going to try to shank him with his claws, or no, with his knife.
Shanking.
Do you have a weapon out?
Yeah, he's got what's his go-to weapon now?
Scimitar.
Got a
Oh
spear.
no, it's that weird fucking dagger thing, isn't it?
No, he's got a spear now. So reach 3.
Ah, fair.
Picked that up last session, I think.
Yeah.
Just barely misses.
That's why we carry a spear.
You're channeling Tebian.
The other dweller will also close on the captain. Yeah, Clytius is like kind of hiding, hovering behind the rocks. And you see these 2 things just stomp right past you, making a beeline for your captain. Don't seem to notice you at all.
As planned.
I mean, he's doing fine.
No, he's not.
Bobs, weaves, he dodges. It's all good.
Captain has wizard hit points.
This one is going to reach out with its claws to try to attack the captain.
Okay, reach 3.
Try and make them feel bad about themselves. She's doing great.
That spear was the best thing I ever picked up.
Maledict. What is Maledict going to do? Oh, the captain has shown himself.
Yeah.
You will spend a resolve to cast a spell. One doom on this. Ooh. So I will spend one of those for a second major action to actually attack with my spell this turn.
Sounds like dismember.
It does sound like dismember. So, one for second action. One for wounds of sorcery. And
It's a range attack, right?
it is a ranged attack. And Actually, you know what? I will add Wounds of Sorcery 2 and the extra action, so it's 3 momentum. So that is the 3 momentum that he generated.
It's going to be bad.
It's probably going to be bad.
Yeah, we don't want any part of dismember or dead member.
Well, I mean, it could be Julienne or something like that.
So that's one success, right?
That is 1 success.
And that was a ranged attack, right?
Yeah, it is a range of close, so it actually does miss.
Oh, wow. I don't even have to. I was going to give you
Yeah.
Doom.
Yep.
That's great.
No. I hate the way Dismember actually works, but rules as written, you do actually have to make a ranged attack with it afterwards.
Yeah. We ran into that in my game.
Yeah, it's like such a poorly worded spell. And the last Dweller in the Deep is going to attack the group of folks. And he's going
Have they burned any?
The burning guy, he does take some burning damage. Jeff, if you want to roll 3 days. Because it matters, because if you roll really well, he may not be around to stab somebody.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I roll a 4d6 again.
No, it's Incendiary 3, so you roll 3 dice. It takes 3 dice at the start of every round for 3 rounds.
Gotcha.
But it ignores any soak that he has.
Oh yeah.
Well, he takes another 2, which is enough to inflict 1 wound on him. Makes a big difference. It pushes his difficulty from a 2 to a 3.
Nice.
But sometimes you roll double 1s.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, good thing you're getting that out of the way now.
So he stabs one of your folks.
Not Berkey.
Only 3, but it pierces through his armor.
Echo, no.
So whichever one of your folks is going to take 3 vigor damage.
We'll say Hakon. Just, I feel like I haven't got the chance to really get to know him yet.
It's not even enough for a wound.
I mean,
Picked him up
with a name
literally.
like that, I mean, he needs to be hacked on, right?
I literally met him like a day ago.
Harsh.
Right. Round 3. At the start of this round, you guys notice cracks starting to form in the ground. You guys are up.
All right. With my human spider, Chris, can I slink down into the next ring, into the inner ring there?
Yeah, there's no difficulty to go ring to ring. It was just that initial cliff.
Oh well, yeah. You just mentioned it was sunken.
Yeah, it's there's definitely a slope, like a
Oh, okay.
like a pit or a bowl, but it's not so steep that you have to worry about actually climbing it.
All right. Clytius is gonna move down and go stab Maledict Myrrh.
Okay.
Gonna draw out my second dagger, which is the one that has sentimental attachment for him. Oh, not that one. I'll spend 1 for 2. Oh, and that's all gravy.
Okay. So that'll be 3 momentum on him.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll leave it in the pool. I'll spend one for the uh, blood on steel.
Okay.
Reroll the miss. Okay. So that should be each of the effects is actually 3, so 10.
Any piercing or anything?
Well, it's got the Unforgiven, so that's piercing 2. You said. So that would be.
Yep. Okay, so
Is that piercing 2 for each?
Yep.
So that 4 piercing.
All right. And then intense.
And then intense.
All right. So you're gonna get down, like you've been crouched down, kind of like waiting for your moment. And as you, oh, no, I forgot to clear it. So as you kind of like step away from these creatures that seem to be intent on ripping the captain, apart. You kind of come up.
He's doing great. He's doing great.
Yeah. The maledict is just like cast some sort of spell in the captain's direction. You come up and you like drive that dagger like deep into his shoulder, and you pull it out. And as his blood hits the ground, all of the ground shakes violently. I need everybody to give me a difficulty 2 acrobatics test.
Is that a good shake or a bad shake?
So what does failure mean in this case?
Is it ever a good shake? What was it? Was the DC, Chris?
Difficulty 2.
Whew. All right, we're standing tall.
Caro is not.
Oops, I forgot to roll extra dice. So anyways, I did one, I got the 1 success, but I forgot to roll my other 2 dice. I accidentally clicked no. So I'll roll those 2 dice by themselves.
All right.
Excellent. 3 total successes.
So she rolled a 1, but because there's nothing in movement, it only counted as 1 success. All right. So anybody that did not get 2 successes is knocked prone as everything violently shakes.
Is he dead?
No.
In that case, I will spend the 2 momentum for a swing of the battle axe.
Okay.
Or top.
And that should leave me 1 momentum left, so I'll spend 1 for 2.
Ooh, that is a bunch of successes.
Yeah.
That will give you 4 momentum.
Spend 1 for blood on steel and put 3 into damage.
Okay.
Get him, get him, get him.
I'll re-roll the
You
2
get a
blanks
1.
and the 1.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's still going to be pretty good. So the 3 effects become 3 each, so that's 9, 11 damage.
Gotta look up something. He will sacrifice his armor to not take the wound that would cause. So it's that would be.
What about the intense stuff?
Intense only triggers like if you cause a wound. Intense means you cause another wound.
Mm-hmm.
He will sacrifice his armor, ignore one of the wounds, but because you did so much damage and he's already at 0, it's 2 wounds. He sacrifices his armor, so he only takes 2 wounds net instead of 3. And he is still barely standing.
Okay, that's me.
But yeah, and as you, like, every time you cut into him and his blood hits the ground, the cracks in the ground get wider and wider. And since you're close enough, you can start to see undulating flesh underneath those cracks.
How's the girl? What's the girl's situation now that I'm closer?
She is basically being held between 2 kind of pillars, upright with like these like tentacles that are basically coming out of the pillars wrapped around her arms, holding her in a horizontal position. So rather than like her laying flat as he sacrificed her, she's horizontal to be sacrificed.
Right.
That will leave us with everybody else.
These tentacles of Grasper around the waist or by her arms or
around her arms and around her ankles.
Gotcha.
So like one around both of her ankles and then one around each of her arms.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
Hey, Rory, it'd be a damn shame if that wizard just caught on fire.
I am spending Doom so that Maledict can act.
There we go.
Yeah, standing in front of him, 2 bloodied weapons.
Yep.
I did my best.
And
Good luck, team.
he will look at Clytius and he'll look at the axe and he'll look at the dagger and he'll say, "Slit your own throat." As he casts Enslave again.
All right, got that last fortune going way.
He will spend 3 Doom as a fortune. And 2 additional Doom.
Oh shit.
I'll take those 2 momentum in the pool if I can.
But
Oh, hells yeah. Use them, use a fucking any fortune.
Oh, good job.
I got 1 reroll.
ooh,
So you generate 4 because it's difficulty 2. He generated 4 as well. So he will elect to not suppress the stagger. So you are staggered unless you want to give me. Actually, you can't even buy it off because there's no effects rolled.
Right.
So you are staggered.
Yeah, I think probably in that moment, Clytius is gritting his teeth and he's just like, "You first."
All right. That was his turn acting out of action. Back to you guys. And he is gritting his teeth, like he is barely standing.
turkey.
I should hope so. Cut the shit out of him.
Light that
Shoot
fucker up,
that.
Rory.
Throat. Rory first, though. I want to see more fire.
I just want to see what happens if he dies first, right?
Yeah.
So it's apparently I'm in front of a wall. Huh.
Those little walls are handy. Love them.
Yeah. So that gets me into alchemical range.
Yep. Just as a note, if you use anything that has area, you will automatically hit Clytius because he's within reach.
Oh no, I still got 2 level 2 personal ones left.
Okay. It's the downside to area is it automatically hits anybody in reach.
Absolutely.
I like to think that some of the bottles are purposely labeled "to whom it may concern."
Mm-hmm. So this one is 4 damage with incendiary 3, and then just spread of 1.
Okay.
Crawl along some multiple locations.
The other ones are probably labeled "fuck you," especially.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple that says reply all, right? So everyone gets it.
So we have no momentum there.
No.
Sorry, buddy. Cleaned us out.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to use. It's handy having that 4th fortune because I still have 2 left. So I'm going to use a fortune on this throw, and hopefully we'll generate some nice momentum.
Perfect.
Going to reroll the 18.
Okay.
Nicely done.
There we go. Some nice momentum. I'll take 1 of them for damage, and then I'll
Okay.
leave 2 in the pool.
Two, 3, 4 damage. All right.
I can spend a momentum to roll the 2 blanks.
Yeah, it's not necessary. So.
Okay.
So as Clytius and the sorcerer, the sorcerer's looking at Clytius like grinning through the blood, and you can feel like if you weren't as strong-willed as you were, he would have basically just gotten you to embed that axe in your own skull, and you're like, holy shit, this guy we need. And then this like, tink tink tink. And as he's kind of grinning at you and staggering to his feet, the flames erupt around him, and he just kind of starts to laugh like maniacally as his like fishy flesh starts to cook and crisp.
Clytius makes a visible effort not to inhale.
But as he dies, the grounds underneath erupt in a mass of tentacles.
Oh, fuck.
Grab the girl!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's going to be a problem.
And I need everybody to give me a difficulty 3 discipline test.
oof.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty 3.
Poof. Okay. No. Take one of those. Fuck. Sorry, 3.
Oh my God, I got it.
Nope, I only got 1.
Oof. So I think everybody made it except for Clytius.
Can I lend him a success?
Makes sense. Ground 0.
Sadly, no.
Granted, I mean, if the failing means run like hell, I mean, he's good.
Okay. So that is going to be. So the captain offers you 3 points of protection. So that is 5 resolve, piercing 6.
Wow.
Gonna be a lot of rum for this one.
Piercing 6. Okay, so Captain
Yep.
gives me 3.
Captain gives you 3.
Does that stack with my courage?
It does.
And then minus 6?
Yep.
So that is 3 resolve damage.
Oof, nice.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yep.
So yes, oddly enough, you were the only one that failed at ground zero, but also probably the best
Yep.
best to take it.
Mitra protects us.
He does a lot not to get promoted.
And as these tentacles burst from the ground, they just start sweeping wildly. They don't seem to care what they are grabbing to throw into its gaping maw.
There's a lot of squishy cultists there.
Yep, and cultists get swallowed, and yeah, it is just a horrifying mess of tentacles. So that will leave us with Karo and Ragnar.
Oh, these things aren't running? Oh, God.
Do any of them get eaten by the maw?
Some of the lesser ones do. I mean, the maw hasn't had a turn yet, so.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Go get him, Ragnar, I guess.
Hmm.
I think I'm screwed either way, so.
My bad.
Ragnar is going to look at Erky, and he's simply going to say, like, if this doesn't work and you manage to get out of here, lead them well. And he's going to actually try and leave this scrum and get further into the circle towards where Caro, Rory, Clytius, and the girl are.
Okay. So if you spend 2 momentum, the guy facing you won't get an attack of opportunity against you, basically.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend it. Pretty much, Ragnar is like in his own days seeing home.
Okay. Right. It does take your action to close that distance, though.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, I guess Berkey and company will try to sort their way out of this situation. Apparently, without their captain, they can't roll well.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So this one, too. That's what I wanted. Oof. Kill that guy. And they're starting to make a run for it.
And the other one still has some burning to do, so it's great.
Yep. That will leave us with Karo.
Caro's in a bad spot. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to use Stain the Soil Red because I've killed 5 opponents, right?
Okay.
So that's melee or ranged.
Yep.
Guess we'll go with melee. It is area, though.
Yep. And it's also technically attack, which means they can't retaliate.
Yeah, okay, let's see what happens. I can't re-roll the complication. But 1 success.
Okay. 1 success is enough. What do I
So
want
it
to do?
does 3 more dice more than my Steely Glare. So I'll just re-roll Steely Glare and add 2 dice, I guess, right?
Yep.
That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. I guess piercing 2.
Okay.
And it's area for stained soil.
Yep. So that is enough to kind of drive them back. I mean, they've already lost some resolve seeing all of these tentacles, mouthy things burst forth from the ground. So as they're kind of like looking around and this, and you turn your back to them, and they're just like, nope, nope, and they come running, and then tentacles swoop them up and toss them in the air, and it's very disconcerting because they're tentacles, but at the same time, when they grab something, mouths open up into the tentacles and eat them.
All right. He'll yell out to grab the girl, and time to get the fuck out of here. And I should be able to move 2 zones, right?
You can move one zone. Two is a major action. Takes a moment to do.
I'll spend the momentum.
Okay.
But I can't climb the hill. But I'll get the hell away from these things.
Okay. Well, Sahibi was all set to dismember a sorcerer.
Well, she could dismember a tentacle.
Yeah, she's got dismember ready to go.
Mazel.
So the downside, sorcerers usually have no ranged combat skill.
But if you build one that has range combat and dismember, it is gross.
Yep. But she will start to move out of the way. All right, tentacles. Now this tentacle is going to eat some people.
Mono.
Oh,
Well, it does have Ragnar there.
Yeah, tell us that. Oh.
So it is going to spend this round essentially eating cultists. So Clytius and Ragnar do not get at this turn.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. If there's a fish guy standing nearby, I'll shove him into a tentacle.
Yeah. So this round, the various assorted tentacle head monstrosity things start essentially just whatever happens to be closest, like wrapping around. Like people are running, creatures are running, tentacles like just whip out, wrap around them, and like throw them back into their gaping maws, and it is just a scene of absolute carnage.
Cultists are high in protein, just what a growing monster needs.
Yeah, and that's, in this case, it's white. So, good stuff.
Back around to you guys.
get the girl and run, right?
Yeah, assuming she hasn't yet been eaten.
She has not yet
Yeah.
been eaten.
I would like to free her if possible.
Okay.
Ragnar would like to help with that.
Perfect. So that is an athletics roll.
All right.
Actually, athletics or melee, your choice. Depends whether you're trying to snap the tentacles or cut them.
Honestly, probably just trying to cut her free.
Mm,
You got the strong back, though, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking of it,
Yeah, you do have an axe, so I'll allow you to
Yeah.
apply. I'll say that you can use athletics, but you're cutting through it with the axe.
Okay.
So you're using your athletics, but narratively you're like hacking through.
Ragnar will also lend his axe to the aid.
Okay.
Yeah, no momentum. Okay. We'll give it a swing.
So Ragnar, you can roll with 1 die for assist.
One more rolling really quick.
Ooh,
Athletics or melee, your choice.
I'll roll athletics.
Good roll, Claudius.
2 successes becomes 5.
All right. And 2 more from Ragnar. Perfect. All right. So you guys hack through this thing and you rescue her, and she's definitely wounded. Maledict Mirror was basically cutting like runes into her, but she's still breathing. She's still alive. She's not bleeding out. Like they were like superficial cuts mainly.
Right.
So she's free.
I think if possible, Clytius will put his coat on her
Okay.
and prepare to get her the heck out of here.
Okay. You do still have your minor action, so you could get to like the next zone.
The next ring, okay.
Yep. You will need to spend 2 momentum, otherwise the tentacles are going to retaliate.
Did we did generate some? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Spend 2.
Yeah, there's 5 in the pool.
Okay.
I guess I'll just try to cover your escape. Just get her out of here.
Yep.
Right. Leaves us with the rest of you guys.
So Ragnar has to spend 2 to do the same thing, right?
Correct.
I believe. Does Rory have to over there?
Perhaps. We'll see.
There's nobody around me. So, if I were to drop fire on these things, how would that?
You do not know.
Yeah.
Oh
Ragnar,
no, I was wondering about the whole area thing.
you want to spend 2 while we got it to get out of there? Go for it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll follow Clydius out.
We have a hole right now, but I think it's going to close up quick.
Yeah, so do I. Chill right here with you.
Okay.
More fire is better, Rory, I think, right?
More fire is always good.
Hit him up, buddy.
The way it looks to me is that there's this one that seems to be like in front of me.
Yep.
It prevents me from really truly, escaping. So I figure it's a pretty big mass of tentacles. It's probably pretty hard to miss. So I'm going to take one of the level 6 blockbusters
Okay.
and heave it into the map.
Definitely a good time to go big.
Pretty much. I am going to steal the last momentum. To hopefully generate some. Nice.
So yeah, that is a solid hit. 3 momentum.
Okie dokie. And this one is 6 dice of damage. Area fearsome incendiary 4.
It does not care about the fearsome aspect.
Well, I suspected as much. As long as it burns well, that's all I care about.
Right. So yes, so 6 damage.
Do I have to decide if I'm putting momentum into damage before I roll?
Technically, you can do it after you roll.
Oh, all right, great. So we'll see what the roll turns out to be, and if I have to spend to roll blanks or whatever, yada yada yada.
You have 2 blanks. But
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
I will re-roll the 2 blanks by spending 1 momentum.
Okay. Uh, 9 damage.
Better.
All right. So you launch this thing. No effect, so you don't catch anything else. But you launch your thing, and it basically kind of snatches it out of the air and just throws it into its mouth. Yeah, and there's just like this whoop inside, and like that tentacle drops to the ground and kind of like disappears back into the large mass under the island.
Excellent. Now I can move.
Your day pass has been recalled.
So I will, from where I am, where can I move to?
You can get into the same zone as Clytius and Rory, or if you spend a momentum, you can catch up with Rory's men. Because you're technically in the zone where the summoning was happening.
Yeah, I'll go join Clytius and Ragnar.
Hey guys, let's book it.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay. And that will take us to the tentacles. Who do we have in that zone? 5 people? Oh, that is going to be Zabibi.
Aw.
Hey now.
You and I have different relationships with Sabibi.
Yeah, I'm looking to learn shit from her.
7. Oh, she has armor. Sweet. That is still going to be a wound.
Well, she should be in my good graces when I patch her up.
And she is grappled.
Oh, Sabibi.
Icky.
Let's see, between Rory, Ragnar, and Clytius. Clytius. It is going to attack you. You could try to parry if you like.
Is 1 enough?
It got 1. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it has, its tentacles have a reach of 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So you could try to parry if you like, or...
I would think you want to parry that.
I'd love to, but I don't know if it's worth it. My parry is only 10.
You only need 1.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll give it a go.
Okay. Does your weapon have parrying?
No.
So it adds a doom as well.
Okay.
I just think a grapple's really bad, right?
Yeah, no, I know it is. Hey,
Nice
there we go.
Nice parry. So you generate 2 momentum. All right, so yeah, so this tentacle goes through you, and you basically just hack through it with your cutlass. Like, nope.
Yeah, it's still wielding the axe, but yeah, it's definitely more of a retaliatory hack than any kind of effective parry.
This one is going to move. Basically, not so much move as more of them erupt out of the ground. And
Turning into whack-a-mole.
Running, 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 running the fuck away.
I will attempt to grapple Caro.
Uh-oh.
Only one success.
I will attempt to parry.
Okay.
Is the top is that one coming out of the top of the hill there?
Yeah, it basically, more of them are like, this thing is so massive that tentacles are just erupting all around you.
Shit, I thought we'd be safe once we get up out of the lowland.
I'll spend those 3 momentum
Okay.
for fortune,
Okay.
which basically means I succeed.
Do you have any ranks in parry or?
There you go.
So you actually generate 1 momentum in the process. So yeah, so as these things are bursting forth from the ground, you're like keeping your swords or axes ready to just hack through them. And where they're bursting through, you can see that there is something absolutely massive underneath this island.
So, BB, shouldn't that be sleeping by now?
She's like, help! But she's like hauled off into the air by the tentacle. Right. Back around, you guys.
Running, 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 running away.
Okay.
Where is the BB in all this?
Zabibi has been grappled by one of the tentacles.
Yeah, that was my question too.
But which one?
Kind of there-ish.
Can I move 2 zones if I don't take any other action, Chris?
You can, yes.
I didn't see that. Where was it?
This one here.
Oh, okay, that one there.
Up the hill and away.
Right.
But Zabibi? No?
We're only being paid to rescue one lady, and I already got her.
That will be Clytius, Ragnar, Caro.
I wonder if Zabibi can free herself.
Ragnar's gonna like come up into this zone, and if he can, on the way by, he'd like to try and cut into that tentacle that has Zabibi.
All right.
Just be like, pay me back later.
Difficulty is 2 because of its reach.
Kidoki.
Yeah, you guys, they need the limits.
See if they give me anything. Oh,
So many dice happening.
One of you guys rolled 2 20s.
yeah, I saw that.
Hakon. Oh, I had them all select as Hakon. Oh.
We'll say it was Hakon. He's been kind of meh today.
So yeah, everybody else gets up. Hakon like gets up to the top, and then the tentacles that are up there just swallow him whole.
Oh.
Burp.
Okay. You take a swing as you move by there, Ragnar, but unfortunately, the tentacle moves out of your way.
Damn. Ragnar tried.
That will leave us with, I believe, Karo and Rory.
What's your plan, Rory?
Well, I mean, is the mass of tentacles large enough that I could throw the depth charge in and Zabibi wouldn't be hit?
As long as it doesn't have area.
Unfortunately, the big one has area. Well. So, you remember that really, really, really nasty lotus potion I made?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a great time.
I would say yes. I'm going to embalm the ones holding a BB with it, and that's pretty nasty stuff.
Which one was it again? I can't remember which color it was.
Oh, it's the really bad one. It's it is the let me see here. That's the Catan purple, and it's at a level 5.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, make all physical actions harder by 1 difficulty step per ingredient used, so it's a 5.
All right. Paralytic.
Oh, a big bad one. All
My game, they use that to kill T-Rex.
Yep.
well, I mean, theoretically, I can still make another one. I just have to find stuff. Okay, I'm going to use the 1 momentum that's in there too.
Right. Oof. Nice. So,
Excellent.
so as you kind of like step forward, and you're like digging through your pockets and pouches. Like, oh, where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? And you find it, and you like fling this gourd of this like highly distilled Catan purple lotus, and it hits the tentacle, and the whole thing just goes rigid. Basically,
Apparently, it likes Zabibi, is what you're saying.
yeah, it is definitely paralyzed. That particular tentacle is. And
You drop her.
it doesn't drop her, but she will be able to free herself on her turn, basically.
Excellent.
Anything else?
I give her the thumbs up and I move further towards the.
Okay. So you can basically move into that zone to get up to where Karo is. Would take a momentum to get there. So.
I'm okay right here.
Okay. That will take us to Karo.
And again, this is not my kind of encounter, but so I can't leave this thing's reach, right?
Not without withdrawing.
You
And
can,
if I withdraw, that's a standard action. Okay, so I'm gonna stay.
You
well,
can
maybe the tentacles will listen to you.
you can spend 2 momentum to withdraw without an action.
But it still counts as movement, though, right?
It doesn't actually.
Really?
Yeah, withdraw on the combat momentum chart is not movement action.
Oh, that opens up an option.
I mean, you still have a cliff to climb, but I mean,
Okay, so I'm gonna climb this cliff, staying within reach of the tentacle, so we don't
Okay.
get into that nonsense.
okay. So that
And
is a
acrobatics?
difficulty 1 athletics.
Athletics.
Yep.
I'll spend my last fortune on that.
Okay.
Because I'm not very athletic.
But you do just barely make it to the top.
So I'm at the top. I could spend 2 to withdraw.
Yep.
And then I can move.
Yep. So you can like catch up with Clytius as you guys are like all hoofing it.
I'm just going to push him in the back. Go, 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 go.
Perfect. All right. So at this point, since nobody is currently grappled, and you guys are just booking it.
I would have run further, but I ran out of map.
All right. So as you start to run, as these tentacles, it's a combination of things. The tentacles are bursting up through the ground, but at the same time, because the magic's starting to fade, the islands are beginning to sink. I am going to need everybody to make a difficulty 2 athletics test to basically race to your boat.
So those that
Okay,
are
let's do this in the right order.
yes, those
Oh.
who are
Clytius.
inclined generate the momentum for the rest of us.
Let's hope so. Okay. I'll spend both momentum in there and try and give some to the crew.
Nice. So,
So that becomes 5.
okay. So it is difficulty 2, but that means you generate 3 momentum.
3 back in the pool. All right.
So you could either basically kind of the momentum is there for people to spend, or you can kind of use that to increase the scope as you're like running through and you're like shoving boulders out of the way and pushing that tree out of the way, and you can help 3 other people get free, leaving people to roll without momentum, or you can leave the momentum in the pool for people to roll.
Captain Rory and Ragnar.
Yeah. So basically, you can guarantee the safety of the player characters, but the NPCs may be left behind.
Well, I'm carrying the girl.
Yep, but Ragnar's people and Zabibi would have to roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Can you give Doom for that?
No. Increasing scope of success is momentum only.
Okay.
So Clytius like, move it.
As a thought, so you say 3, right?
I mean, it's lucky Clytius generated 3. Otherwise, it just would have been Caro. Just because he didn't want to be captain.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but I mean, isn't Ragnar fairly capable with athletics?
He very much is.
You think it'd take Zabibi and
You can then leave me behind, and I'll come with Ragnar, hopefully.
So basically, Clytius could get Caro and Caro out, and then Ragnar and his retinue could help Zabibi and Rory.
It's up to you guys.
Ragnar has said from the beginning, like he's covering people's escapes. And
Clytius is definitely not that heroic.
And I used my level 5 Lotus Potion to make sure that Zabibi didn't get killed. She's damn well getting out.
All right, Ragnar, then you can make an athletics roll, and your retinue will help you.
come on, guys, don't fuck me this time.
Do you have any fortune left?
I don't.
Is there
I
any
used it all on my saves when.
If I don't spend the momentum for you guys, you should each have 1 available to you, or 2 available for Ragnar to roll.
we'll spend 1 on Caro for sure.
Yeah.
So am I spending 2?
Right. Well, your retinue is going to generate 5 successes. So as long as Ragnar gets 1,
And what's the DC again? Just 1?
it is a difficulty 2 athletics.
Yeah.
If there's 2 momentum left in the pool, you can hammer that into a fortune, right?
There's a talent that lets you switch 3 momentum into a fortune.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
A very expensive talent.
Okay.
Spend 1 momentum.
And just use them use them both into the pool. There's no sense in, because I mean, as long as you get the 1, we're good.
All right.
Oh, that's 2. Okay.
So that's 2, and then 5 from your retinue gives you 7. That is a. So yeah, there's a lot of like go, run. As like the island and the ruins and everything you start like. By the time you get to your boat, you guys are like wading through knee-deep water. Thankfully, because Karo made his persuade roll earlier, the boats are still here.
Woohoo!
Go.
Would Ortho's ship be closer to us?
Either or, really.
I'd say just let's get to the first ship that's closest.
I'll spend 3 of those momentum to make sure ours is closest.
All right.
Woohoo!
Yay, fortune.
Yeah.
So yes, as you guys basically clamber onto the boat, the entire island chain is starting to sink quickly and violently.
Okay, Claudius, we're up.
Time to fucking go.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to flag the other ships like, let's go.
Oh, they're already
Signal the
gone.
fleet.
All right. So I'm going to need to look up exactly what Clytius's sailing talents do.
Well, I've got Sailor that lets me reroll a d20, and I've got Navigation, which lets me ignore all DC penalties from hazards, including weather or magical impediments.
There we
or
go.
dangers.
That's what I
Such a
was looking
sinking,
for.
huh?
Oh, bless you, Claudius.
So it is only difficulty 4.
Only. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I will assist.
Use all of those momentum if you have to, bud.
Yeah, I think so. You said 4 or 3? 3 or 4?
Or
4. Oh boy,
Okay.
it is definitely dire.
Yeah, and I'm going to spend some doom as the island is sinking to essentially raise the complication range. So you will get a complication on an 18 or higher.
Okay. I'm gonna spend all 3 of those momentum because I don't have any fortune left.
Okay.
Boom.
Baby.
holy shit.
All right.
Not gonna reroll any of that.
Fuck it. Yeah, don't touch it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
don't.
no, it's good.
No tempting fate.
Nope.
All right. So yes, as you guys start making your way, the storm starts to whip into a frenzy, and that whirlpool that you guys avoided earlier is getting wider and wider as it starts to engulf the entire island chain.
Yep. Sailor words,
Yeah.
go.
Some of the other ships that you brought with you are not so lucky, and you can see them like as they get closer to this whirlpool. You know, tentacles reach out and grab ships and snap them in half and rip off masts, and it is just like carnage behind you. And Clytius is just like single-mindedly focused on having your ship not get torn apart by this tempest.
Woods. I bet there's a lot of wood and rope straining. Very disconcertingly.
Very disconcertingly. But as I turn off my weather effects here. After like 15 or 20 minutes of sailing through just hell, and if it wasn't for Clytius' steady hand, things would be significantly worse. The green skies and the storm get almost absorbed into that whirlpool as it grows to encompass like a good 50 miles across, like the entire island chain. And then everything gets pulled under, and then the seas behind you are calm, peaceful.
It's probably that exact moment where Clytius lets go of the wheel and he's like, I'll be in my bunk.
Fair.
Oi.
Done, done, and done.
Oi, well, that was fun.
Let's not make a habit of that.
Aye, 'tis. It's better to be just doing some lovely pirating as opposed to actually having to apparently save the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the good news, gentlemen, is that we're rich and we're not dead.
Aye.
And we have ourselves a galleon to go pick up.
Well, aye. Let's take this lassie to her father.
So as as you sail into the sunrise, the completely natural, normal, not at all sorceress tainted sunrise, everybody has a feeling of well-being. You know that whatever it is that you did definitely ended the threat of Maledictmar.
I will heal folks physically, mentally, whatever's needed.
No more.
I can't believe no one died there.
Yeah.
Luck has a way of working out.
Oof.
Some good rolls here, some clutch rolls when you needed them, some fortune points well spent.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's fortunate enough.
That was pretty tense.
Yeah. No more monkeys, no more wizards. We're going on vacation.
We're going north, boys.
It's gonna be a splurge party.
But yes, you guys can, drop off Emerania to her family, have some much needed rest and relaxation in Missantia as you wait for your galleon to be built.
Oh, yeah.
She's practically good as new, really.
She, considering everything she's been through, she's going to need some time, but she is she is intact and resilient enough that her family has the money that they need to pay for people to take care of her once she returns.
I thought for sure she was going to lose at least one limb.
Bandages, chit chats, rum, whatever needed.
Dortho and his crew survive?
Yes, they did.
So did they follow us to...
They did not. As you guys clear the area, they'll say, "We're gonna head up back home, but
meet you there?
we'll see you there." But yes, we will call it there at the sailing off into the sunset. Everybody can have 200 XPs.
Oof.
Can we have 215 XP?
Sure, 215.
Sweet.
Holy shit.
And some much needed R&R, so people can figure out what they would like to purchase or upgrade. When we pick up next, you guys are at the point where you have several sailors now that are willing to follow you, so you can essentially have a pirate fleet that is off doing things for you. So you guys do not need to do the day-to-day piracy stuff. You have a small fleet at your disposal, probably operating out of Tortage.
So, Captain, I think that's an upgrade to Commodore for you, huh?
Sounds like it. Always wanted to be an admiral.
No, you had to be captain.
But yeah, between the pirates that you served with during the raid and Daroga's crew and Grim, because there's enough ships that Grim could have his own, but he still owes you guys. So you've got probably 3 or 4 ships kind of under your banner, which is enough to generate enough income to be self-sufficient, and then periodically we will revisit when you guys like are running low on funds or something.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
let's get our flagship, and then I think Ragnar needs a trip home, doesn't he?
That would be nice.
I believe he does.
So yes, so the next story arc will take place. It'll be more landlocked, just in case people are looking at like towns and stuff to bring, and like 90% of it will be in the northern lands. So like Asgard, Vanaheim, Samaria, that area.
I think my sailing talents served us quite well.
Oh yeah.
They were super important at points.
Yeah, and remember to dress appropriately.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks to Chris, I've got a couple of new options I wasn't looking at before.
Excellent. All right. So yes, everybody can decide what they would like to pick up during their downtime and carousing, and then we'll probably like kind of like we won't bother rolling carousing events or anything for next time. We'll probably pick up in true Howardian fashion as you guys are like approaching Vanaheim.
Clytius is gonna get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Carol's gonna join him.
Oh, it's gonna be
Ragnar,
it's gonna be a blast.
Don't say that on my boat.
Speaking of, I have to construct some more stuff.
All right.
All right. Awesome, guys. That was
Perfect.
great, Chris.
So we will see everybody in a couple of weeks.
It's like, ooh, season finale.
But this
Stay
was,
tuned for season 2.
I mean, you figured this story arc largely took us about 17 sessions.
Cool.
I mean, a couple of diversions here and there when you guys were off in the desert, but
It was worth it.
Chris, I was talking to Frank, and looks like he had his surgery on Friday.
oh, good. Hope it all went well for him.
He says it went pretty well. He's just recovering now, but he's
Oh.
back home. And
Oh, excellent.
What was wrong?
his back's been messed up for a while.
Yeah, because I mean, well, he's been off work for a couple of weeks because of that. Well, have a good night, folks. I need to go get some supper ready. All right. Yeah. Yep. Have a good night. Enjoy the lovely weather.